Right, so welcome to the video lecture on networks and security. So today I'm going to take up a topic on Unit 2, which is Bluetooth technology. So let's get into the video lecture. Right, so first you need to understand what is Bluetooth. So இன்னைக்கு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வந்து Bluetooth வந்து it's been used in most of the devices. So I mean இன்னைக்கு ரீசெண்டாக வந்து like government வந்து they have announced an app which is called as the Arogya Setu. So அதில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வந்து அந்த particular app வந்து which is a contact tracing app which uses the Bluetooth technology mainly. So அதில் மெயினாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அந்த ஆப்பில் வந்து it is making use of the location data as well as the wireless technology, which is the Bluetooth. So மெயினாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இன்றைக்கி வந்து Bluetooth வந்து it is especially used across various devices. So மெயினாக வந்து it is a wireless technology standard for exchanging data over shorter distance. So மெயினாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வந்து data transfer வந்து either it can be done through wired mode or maybe through wireless. So first வந்து if you look back 10 years back, I mean most of the devices were wired. So for example வந்து ஒரு keyboard or maybe a mouse, okay, or maybe ஒரு headset. So any kind of இது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வந்து it is a wired technology. ஆனால் அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து once Bluetooth has come into the picture, Bluetooth has made it possible of various wireless devices like keyboard, mouse, headset. So எல்லாமே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா it works on the wireless principle. So wireless in the sense there is no physical wire. Okay, so ஆனால் என்ன போகிறதுனா it works only for a shorter distance. So வந்து it has limitations where it is used only for shorter distance. So வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வந்து using short wavelength UHF radio waves in the ISM band from 2.4 to 2.485 GHz from fixed and mobile devices and building personal area network. So main it is especially works on a wireless technology which is used for exchanging data over shorter distance. So coming on to the history of Bluetooth, I mean see word Bluetooth is taken from the 10th century who unified Scandinavian people tribes in the single kingdom. So Bluetooth வந்து ஏன் வந்து it was named because of it was developed in Scandinavia. அப்புறம் வந்து Bluetooth technology was able to unite different industries such as cell phone, computing and automotive markets. So it was basically able to I mean integrate all the various kinds of industries like cell phone, அப்புறம் computing and then as well as the automotive markets. So the first Bluetooth specification வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா it was first developed in 1994 by Ericsson Mobile Communication Limited. So where there are mainly 5 companies who joined together to form Bluetooth Special Interest Group, which is SIG in 1998. So the 5 companies பார்த்தீங்கன்னா it's Ericsson, Nokia, Intel, Toshiba and IBM. So all these 5 companies they joined hands to form this Bluetooth SIG in 1998. So when you look at in 1999 the first specification of Bluetooth 1.0 was released. Right, so if you see the architecture of Bluetooth பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வந்து there are two important terms in Bluetooth. One is a piconet, another one is a scatternet. So piconet என்றது என்னன்னா வந்து it's an ad hoc network which links a wireless user group of devices using Bluetooth technology protocols. So இப்போ இந்த மாதிரி for example piconet A is one kind of ad hoc network. அதில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வந்து it will link all the wireless user group of devices using the Bluetooth technology protocols. So வந்து a piconet consists of 2 or more devices occupying the same physical channel that is synchronized to a common clock and hopping sequence. So பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வந்து I mean 2 or more devices will occupy the same channel. Mainly வந்து they synchronize to a common clock and hopping sequence. So coming on to the scatternet, scatternet என்றது என்ன பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வந்து it is a number of interconnected piconets that supports communication between more than 8 devices. So for example you have a separate ad hoc network which is called as piconet A and then another network called piconet B. So in the piconet A and piconet B can be joined together to form a scatternet. Okay, so like that, so scaternets can be formed when a member of one piconet either the master or one of the slave elects to participate as a slave in the second separate piconet. So main பார்த்தீங்கன்னா like see and this works on a principle called master and slave. So ஒரு master இருப்பாங்க up to 7 slaves you can have. Okay, and scatternet is a net one which connects different piconets together. So this is these are the two important terms which you need to understand in Bluetooth architecture, which is nothing but the piconet as well as the scatternet. So coming on to the characteristics of Bluetooth, so as I already told you, Bluetooth it stands for short, it is especially used for short range transmission of digital voice and data. So frequency range is nothing but ISM band which works on 2200 megahertz to 2400 megahertz. So Bluetooth வந்து basically it uses the radio technology which is called as the FHSS, that is frequency hopping spread spectrum. So vanishes the need of cord and wires. As I already told you, Bluetooth works on the wireless technology where you don't have any physical wire. But the problem is, there is one kind of limitation which I already told you. The range of connection is between 10 meters to 100 meters. So which means it cannot support a distance of more than 100 meters, and also it supports data rate of up to 1 Mbps. So these are the characteristics of Bluetooth, and the compatible hardware is, take for example, you have Bluetooth now in various devices across. Take for example your mobile phone, and as well as the computer, as well as the gaming console as well, and then it is developed by the Bluetooth special interest group. So working of Bluetooth, so as I already told you, it uses a short range of RF spectrum at 2.45 GHz, and also it uses the frequency hopping packet switch protocol, and also transceiver as a unique 48-bit address. So basically, the transceiver will be using a 48-bit address, and it uses mainly the IEEE 802 standard. Okay, so adukapram pathina several Bluetooth devices can form an ad hoc network called a piconet. So on the previous Bluetooth architecture, I have already told you that there are two important things. One is the piconet, and another one is a scatternet. So a group of Bluetooth devices can form a ad hoc network, which is not ad hoc network என்றது சடனா you form a network. Okay, permanent இல்லாம suddenly you create a ad hoc network which is called as piconet. Okay, so piconet, one device acts like a master, sets frequency hopping behavior, and other as slaves. So மெயினா பாத்தீங்கன்னா piconetல பாத்தீங்கன்னா one device will act as a master, and the other all devices will act as a slave. Okay, so திருப்பி நான் சொன்னது தான். ஸோ பிகோனட் A and piconet B இருக்குது. ஸோ each piconet பார்த்தீங்கன்னா more than one piconet is called as a scatternet. ரெண்டு மூணு piconets when you join 2 or 3 piconets together, that becomes a scatternet. ஸோ ஒரு piconetல பார்த்தீங்கன்னா you can allow up to 8 devices, that is one master device plus 7 slaves you can have. So each piconet is identified by a different frequency hopping structure. So ஒவ்வொரு பிகோனெட்டுக்கும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா it is actually identified by a frequency hopping structure. அப்புறம் connections நான் ஆல்ரெடி சொன்ன மாதிரி it can be made up to 10 meters, or even it can extend up to 100 meters as well. So மெயினாக you need to understand two important terms. One is the piconet, and other one is the scatternet. So piconet is nothing but an ad hoc network which consists of maximum 8 devices, where one device acts as a master and the 7 devices acts as a slave. So 2 or more piconets can be formed together to form a scatternet, but the connections can be made up to 10 meters and can be extended up to 2. So looking on the advantages of Bluetooth, Bluetooth devices are actually wireless. As I already told you, it works on the wireless principle, where you don't have any physical wire. And then Bluetooth technology is inexpensive. It's very cheap actually. Bluetooth technology is very cheap, so that's why it's very inexpensive. And Bluetooth is automatic, and also it helps to share voice and data easily. So you can easily share voice as well as the data over the Bluetooth, and as well as it consumes low energy, which is very important. Low energy consumption, and also it can be accessible from anywhere. So you will be using a lot of Bluetooth devices, like take for example headset, okay, where you will be able to listen to a music through a wireless technology. Okay, and also energy consumption it consumes very less energy. The Bluetooth headset you use the energy consumption is always very less. It's not much expensive. Right, so Bluetooth technology has always some kind of disadvantages. One, the data rate is slow. Transfer rate of the data generally Bluetooth it is slow, and then it supports only short range. As I already told you, it can't support more than 100 meters, and then security is also not that much efficient. So security is also a little low, and also interference with other devices. So if ரெண்டு மூணு devices parallel connect பண்ணும்போது you will have some interference with each other. So these are some of the disadvantages of Bluetooth. Right, so these are applications of Bluetooth which you already know. Bluetooth it has been especially used in the laptops, mobile phones, PDAs, headset, printer, அதுக்கப்புறம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கீபோர்டு, மவுஸு, அதுக்கப்புறம் காரில் கூட பார்த்தீங்கன்னா you will have the Bluetooth music system, where you can talk through the Bluetooth with someone, or maybe Bluetooth மூலமாக you can connect your phone with the audio system which is there in the car, and similarly GPS. So these are some of the applications of Bluetooth. Right, so coming on to the conclusion of what we have seen so far, Bluetooth is basically, it's a global standard for data and voice. So it eliminates cables, so there is no need for physical cable, so because it works on the wireless technology. அதுக்கப்புறம் மெயினாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா low power, it consumes very low power, and also it supports only shorter range, and also it is very cheap. I mean it has low cost network devices. So Bluetooth seems to have a bright future after reviewing its benefits and wide use. So further improvements are planned to be made in the data rates, power reduction, range. So there are a lot of other research which has been going on to enhance the data rate as well as the power reduction range. Right. So far, we have seen across what is Bluetooth, and mainly Bluetooth works on the principle of piconet and scatternet. அதுக்கப்புறம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா லைக் மெயினாக வந்து Bluetooth வந்து it is a short range wireless technology where now it has been deployed in most of the devices which you use in your daily life. Thank you all.